Okay guys, today I want to talk about the three biggest training mistakes that beginners make. I personally went through all of these, and I'm hoping that by making this video I can prevent other people who are just starting out, or have been in the gym for a little while and are kind of struggling to make progress. I'm hoping that I can help people avoid that. So yeah, the three biggest training mistakes made by people who are new to the gym. Okay, so we're going to start with what I think is the most important, which is mastering form, perfecting form on exercises, and not just that, but mastering form on the most important exercises. And that the thing about that is I always say that there isn't just one exercise. Like most people will tell you, it's you got to squat, you got to bench, you got to deadlift. And in most cases that's true, yes. But for some people, depending on your body mechanics, there's going to be an alternative exercise for those same muscle groups that might work a little bit better for you mechanically. So make sure you find out what that is and then master them. But let's use those for example. You want to be able to perform those basic movements, the movements that are going to recruit the more muscle fibers in those areas that you're trying to train, right? That's why we use something like a bench press or a dumbbell bench press, because you're using your shoulders, your chest, your triceps, everything's firing. It's a nice compound exercise that's going to give you a lot of bang for your buck. It doesn't have to be specifically with the barbell, right? So like the perfect example of what I'm talking about is like, for someone like me, I have extremely long, ridiculous, hilarious legs, and deadlifting is just always, I'm at such a mechanical disadvantage for training my lower back with a deadlift. Not saying I should neglect it, but because it has its place, right? I'm recruiting a ton of muscle, but in terms of training my back, a rack pull for me, I have found to be far, far superior. So that's what I mean by finding the right exercises. So find the right exercises and master them. And the way that one of the best ways you can do that is by educating yourself, just like anything. So educate yourself in kinesiology, the way that your muscles work, how they shorten, how they lengthen, the insertion points, and just generally how they function. And then you train them within that manner. So, get a book from the library if you're old school, or use Google. Get your information from reliable sources and educate yourself on kinesiology, how the body functions, and you will be way ahead of the game if you can do that. So yes, form, perfect it. Look in the mirror, videotape yourself, get your form right. Moving on before I get stuck on one thing. So another thing that I personally experienced, and I see everyone going, is kind of flip-flopping around from one program to another. You got this guy was telling you this, bodybuilding.com wrote an article that says the exact opposite. So you're just kind of doing whatever. Find something that works, so something that's proven. I mean, we're talking about hypertrophy, right? Mostly gaining muscle. So a training program that is solid, is going to have lots of frequency, a decent amount of volume, the right exercises for your body type, that kind of thing, right? And there's tons of information online. There's so many people out there giving away absolutely gold information. Me, for example. So just follow what I say. No, but stick to one plan, right? Don't start a program and then find something else and go, oh, this sounds cool too, I'm going to do this. Because you need to be able to see progress on something before you move on. So get what you need out of that program. okay? I think what happens is a lot of people just go from one thing to the next, because when you're a beginner, you're thinking, why aren't my results happening quick enough? Maybe if I do this, maybe if I try this one, maybe if I do this one, oh, this guy says this is good. No, it takes time, regardless, no matter how good the plan is, it's going to take time. So find one that's good and just work it and get everything out of it. Do it as a training block, 4, 6, 8, 10 weeks. Get everything you need out of it, progress, and then move on to something else that may be a little bit different. Maybe you go from low volume, high frequency to a high volume, less frequency style of training, or whatever it might be. There's so many different ways to train for hypertrophy, but stick to one, okay, and find out if it works for you. And it's all about gathering information, right? And that leads me into my next topic. Logging progress. I can't explain how important this is and how vital it has been to me actually achieving a decent physique. Logging your progress and tracking your progress is absolutely vital for beginners. And that means getting yourself a logbook. It's the easiest way. It's super old school, but just do it. Write down, okay, I'm doing this exercise. I got this many reps, this many sets, this weight. Okay. And then next week you go back to it. But don't just log that. Make notes. Okay. So it's like, I did bent over barbell rows forever. And then one day I just realized, what the hell am I doing? Like I'm doing this because I watched a Dorian Yates video, Blood and Guts, and he was doing these bent over barbell rows where he was a little bit more upright and it was underhand. It's like, I'm not Dorian Yates. It wasn't working for me. It wasn't doing anything for me. It's like, so, and then, after that, down the road, I discovered chest supported rowing. And it's like, the difference for me personally between rowing with a barbell and chest supported rowing is night and day in terms of how effective it is, how I can just feel it, and the changes that happened within my body once switching to it. Okay. And the way that, all these tie together, right? It's like not sticking to the plan and practicing form. All these go together with logging as well, right? Because you log your progress, you log what works, and you log your form, take notes on it and everything, and it will all come together into you seeing better results at the end of the day. So it's really important that logging is really important, because it's very important that you're getting stronger. I know that's a funny statement. Usually I don't make blanket statements like that, but I really do believe that if your goal is to change your physique, you need to be getting stronger. Okay. It's like, I could go back. I have a logbook from when I started logging, which was actually fairly early on. I'm glad that I figured it out at some point. And like I was lifting so much less than I am now. And that shows me progress. And that's really important. Not just to make sure that you're doing it, but for your mental state. You can look at that and go, look how far I've come, and then to collect all that data, look at it, and, really it'll help you so much. I know that it seems trivial, it seems silly, it seems like a pain in the ass. You're like, I'm not going to do that. That's too much. It's not too much. It's very, very important. Okay, so these are the top three. Okay, we have mastering form, not sticking to the plan, and not logging your progress. Those are the top 3 mistakes that beginners make. And if you can avoid those pitfalls right off the bat, you're way ahead of the game. Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, share, and I appreciate every single person who watches my videos, who follows along with my programming. I'm super grateful. Thanks, guys.